Question number 14. When driving at night, you should. What you should do when you drive at night? You need to adjust your speed. You need to adjust your speed in order to keep your stopping distance within your sight distance. Within your sight distance. That's how you need to adjust your speed when you drive at night and you cannot clearly see. Okay, let's see. Question. You choose, you correct it, hit enter. Yes. And you see that's like a little trick. You don't even need to remember the whole stuff. If you see this word within, that's in most cases the indication of the correct answer. So again, when you're driving at night, what you should do, you should adjust your speed to keep your stopping distance within your sight distance. Question number 15. Which of these statements about downshifting is true? How you need to downshift to put the the lower gear. And please remember, when you downshift for a curve or for a hill, you should do so before you enter the curve. That's actually the general rule. When you need to do something, you need to do it before you start the turning. Okay, when you downshift for a curve, you should do so before, and this rule is applied in other cases also. When you downshift for a curve, you should do so before you enter the curve. Before curve. You need to slow down, you need to turn the lower gear before curve. Question number 16. For your safety, when setting out reflective triangles, you should hold the triangles between yourself and oncoming traffic. What does it mean? You are not asked how far you need to put your reflective triangles. Actually, there are 3 of them. But you need to remember, you need to put the triangles for safety between yourself and oncoming traffic. So the oncoming drivers would be able to see you. Safety between yourself and oncoming traffic. That's how you need to hold the triangles. Let's see if we are correct. Yes, we are. Triangles need to be put between yourself and traffic. Alright? Good. Question number 17. As the blood alcohol concentration, abbreviation BAC, you will see this abbreviation later on, goes up, what happens when the blood alcohol concentration BAC goes up? What happens? Please remember this word judgment and self-control. These are 2 things, actually judgment first thing, which is affected. When BAC goes up, judgment is affected. Judgment, that's the first thing which affect your ability to drive, your ability to control and self-control. Judgment and self-control are affected. Question number 18. Which of this is a good thing to remember about using mirrors? How you are supposed to use mirrors? And please remember, when you use mirrors, never forget there are blind spots that your mirror cannot show. And that's, by the way, that's why you have to use not only mirrors, but actually turn your head and look what is, behind, on your side. When you use mirrors, remember there are blind spots that your mirror cannot show. And the program says, yes, we are correct. Mirrors, blind spots. Very short question, number 19. Hydroplaning. You are asked what the hydroplaning is associated with. And the hydroplaning is a special phenomenon which is characteristic for southern state, for example, when the road is smooth and during the rain, the road surface is covered with a very thin film of water, and you start actually planes. You start you start losing traction. Your tires lose traction with the road surface, and that's what hydroplaning is. And obviously, hydroplaning is more likely when tire pressure is low, because you are not able to use the advantage of your tread depth. Okay, hydroplaning, very short question, remember please, it is more likely if the tire pressure is low. Good. Question number 20. If you are being tailgated, what you should do, in other words, if somebody is after you, not after you, but trying to too close to you. And in this case, again, safety first. Please remember, you need to increase your following distance. Not speed up, not to brake, not honk your horn. No, you need to very safely, slowly increase your following distance, the distance between you and the driver in front of you. In order, if you need to suddenly brake, hit the brake, at least you will be able to do it. You will have enough distance in front of you. Okay, so if you are being tailgated, somebody too close to you from behind, please, what you should do, you should increase your following distance. Okay, we have chosen this answer. We hit enter, and the program again advises you are correct. Tailgated, increase distance. Question number 21. A key principle to remember about loading cargo is to keep the load. How you are need to distribute the load, the cargo when you load it. And the key word is balanced. Balanced. You need to to balance the cargo, the load in cargo area. Loading cargo, and you need to keep it balanced in the cargo area. Balance. Question number 22. How far should the driver look ahead of the vehicle while driving? How far? And please just remember, 12 to 15 seconds. 12 to 15 seconds. That's the type of question you just need to simply commit to your memory. How far ahead of your vehicle should you look? It's 12 to 15 seconds. That means the distance which your vehicle travels within these 12 to 15 seconds.
When you're driving at 60 miles per hour, and 60 miles per hour, you have to look. It would be another question.
There would be another question about the same principle. So you just need to remember 12 to 15 seconds. That's the distance you should look ahead of your vehicle while driving. Look ahead, 12-15 seconds. Question number 23. How do you correct a rear wheel acceleration skid? How do you correct a rear wheel acceleration skid? If your vehicle goes into the skid, you hit accelerating pedal too much, and your rear wheels goes into the skid. So obvious, you need to stop accelerating. If the excessive acceleration causes the skid, just stop accelerating. You see, again, this is the association. Acceleration skid, stop accelerating.
And generally, right question sounds exactly like this. Stop accelerating, stop braking. It's a safety measure.
Question number 24. The purpose of the retarders is to... Well, you need to know what the retarders are. Retarders, special devices, mechanical devices, electrical devices, devices connected with the engine, which help to, well, stop the vehicle, to slow down the vehicle, which help the brakes to slow down the vehicle. And again, retarders could be different type, and what they do, they help slow the vehicle. You're not asked actually what's the, well, specific types of retarders. As a driver, you are not allow it. I mean, you don't have to know it. But you need to remember that retarders, they help slow the vehicle and reduce the brake wear. That's the advantage. There are disadvantages of the retarder, but in the following questions you will learn it also. Here you just remember, retarders, the purpose of them is to slow the vehicle and reduce brake wear. Alright. Question number 25. Controlled braking. Again, short question. Well, you need to choose the right answer characterizing what the controlled braking is. And the controlled braking, please remember, straight line.
Yeah, it used to keep your vehicle in a straight line.
That's the point. When you read in the question controlled braking, start looking for this straight line, because that's what controlled braking is used for, to keep the vehicle in a straight line, to avoid going into the skid, to protect you from losing control of your vehicle. Is controlled braking. That's something which is used to keep a vehicle in a straight line while braking. Good. Question number 26. Which of these is a good thing to do when steering to avoid a crash? When you start turning your vehicle to avoid a crash. So what is the good thing to remember to do in such a situation? Please again remember, start looking for these particular words. Don't turn any more than needed. Don't turn any more than needed to clear what is in your way. So, well, even when in the emergency situation, even if you need to react immediately to avoid a crash, still, yeah, please be very cautious. At least try. Remember that you please do not turn any more than needed to clear what is in your way. Again, the point is, if you turn too sharp, you are at risk to lose control of your vehicle. Right? Very good. Don't turn any more than needed. Hit the enter. Yes, avoid a crash. Don't turn any more than you need. Question number 27. You should stop driving. Whenever you become sleepy. Again, there was a previous question, like about 10 questions before, that the only thing which can overcome fatigue is the rest, is sleep. You need to... the only thing which can help you to stay alert is sleep. So, and that's why you should stop driving. Whenever you become sleepy,
stop driving.
Stop driving.
Stop driving.
Not after 5, after 9 hours, after 1 hour, 13, and, well, doesn't matter. It could, the other choices could be given to you, but the right answer would be also, whenever you become sleepy, please stop driving. And again, the point is safety. Well, question number 28. Which of these is not a good rule to follow when caring for an injured person at an accident scene? Interesting type of question. You are not asked about the right thing to do. You are asked about wrong thing to do. You are asked what you have not to do at the accident scene when there is an injured person and you need to take care of this person.
So be careful with this kind of questions.
So you see, the right answer would be something wrong, something which you don't, well, you are not allowed to do. And in this particular case, when you are asked about which is not a good rule to follow, not a good rule to follow is to keep an injured person cool. Because according to the driver's manual, it's written there, you should to keep injured person warm. And the person who wrote this question trying to, well, trick you. And you might be choosing this option. Cool. No, that's a wrong thing to do, and as a wrong thing to do at the accident scene, this is the correct answer. Please remember, not a good rule to follow. Keep an injured person cool, because he or she needs to be kept warm at the accident scene. And the program, tells you the same. You are correct. Injured person, keep cool. That's a right answer. Not right thing to do. Question number 29. You should avoid driving through deep puddles or flowing water. However, if you must, which of these steps can help to keep your brakes working? In other words, to keep your brake pads dry. And the right answer is A. Gently putting on the brakes.
Gently.
While driving through the water. And there is another good trick, good help to you. Gently. The word gently. Whenever you see the word gently, safely, cautiously, most probably that would be the correct answer. Not in 100% cases, but in 99% of the cases, whenever you see gently, safely, something cautiously, that would be the correct answer. And again, if you have to go through the deep puddles of flowing water, one of the way to keep your brakes working is gently put on the brakes while driving. You don't have to brake all the way down. You just gently put a little bit pressure on the brakes pedal, and that prevents the brake pads get soaked. All right, deep puddles, gently. Question number 30. Which of these statements about drugs is true? Please remember, that's easy association, easy question, but it's very important for you to remember. The use of drugs can lead to an accident and or arrest. You as a driver, as a commercial driver, should never use drugs while driving, should never have the drugs in your vehicle, because the use of drugs can lead to accident and your arrest. Okay, let's see. Answer C. Yes, drugs, arrest. Drugs, arrest. Question number 31. Which of these is a good thing to remember when crossing or entering traffic with a heavy vehicle? Heavy vehicle, please pay attention. Heavy vehicle means it takes time for this vehicle to perform maneuver, right? And please remember, if you need to cross the traffic, if you need to enter the traffic with that kind of vehicle, remember, it's heavy, it is big, it needs larger gaps.
Larger gaps.
Heavy vehicles, they definitely need more space. The word which is used here, gap. heavy vehicles need larger gaps in traffic than cars.
Much more room.
Very good. Yes, entering traffic, larger gaps. Question number 32. You are driving a heavy vehicle, again, with a manual transmission. You have to stop the vehicle on the shoulder while driving on an uphill grade. So, which of these is a good rule to follow when putting it back in motion up the grade? So, you realize the situation. You drive, you stop on the shoulder, you uphill, and now you need to turn it back in motion. What you need to do? Resume. What you need to do in this particular case? Use the parking brake. To do what? To hold the vehicle until the clutch engages. You remember? This is manual transmission, so you don't have to, rely on the automatic transmission to hold the vehicle. You need to hold the vehicle. You need to use the parking brake to hold the vehicle until the clutch engages in order to prevent roll back, right? Because you are uphill. If you don't hold the vehicle with the parking brake, it might roll back and hit something behind you which you are not able to see at this particular moment. Again, the point is safety. Please remember, manual transmission, you stop on an uphill grade, you need to get back in motion. What you need to do? Parking brake to hold the vehicle. Alright? B. Uphill grade. The program again, every single time the program advises you. You make a mistake, you, look down and you see the right words you need to remember for the future, reference. Uphill grade, use parking brake. Good. Question number 33. Again, you are driving a heavy vehicle, You now must exit a highway and, using an off-ramp. Off-ramp that does what? That curves downhill. You're probably familiar with that kind of, exit ramp. It curves downhill. So, what you should do in this situation? You remember, guys? Point is safety. So, you need to slow down, but not simply slow down. You need to slow down to a safe speed before the curve. Before the curve. Okay, in advance, you need to slow down to a safe speed. The posted speed limit is not safe enough for you because the vehicle is heavy. Okay, you don't have to wait until you're in the curve. Again, that would be very unwisely and, not safely. So, when you need to exit a vehicle, to exit a highway on a heavy vehicle, please slow down to a safe speed before the curve. Safe speed before the curve. Question number 34. You must park on the side of a level, straight, 4-lane, divided highway. That's a point. You need to park on the side of a level, straight, 4-lane, divided highway. Where should you place the reflective triangles? You see, I told you guys, divided highway, that's a point. If it is divided, all three of them, you usually have to use 3 triangles, right? All 3 of them should be put behind you. Okay? And to the rear, in other words. To the rear. All 3 of them. And please remember, one need to put 10 feet to the rear of your vehicle. The second one, 100 feet to the rear of the vehicle. And the third one is 200 feet to the rear. It's not, difficult to choose the right answer. 3 times rear, 1, rear, 2, rear, 3. In other choices, you see, it's like a rear, rear, front. No. Again, front, rear, rear. No. front. So all three to the rear. It doesn't even like make much difference. 10, 100, 200. All three to the rear, or well, to your vehicle, of the vehicle. All right. Rear, rear, rear. Triple rear. Question number 35. You're driving on a 2-lane road. An oncoming driver, drifts into your lane and is headed straight for you. Which of these is most often the best action to take? Please remember, and this rule is applied also in, most of the situations you can encounter on the road. You always need to steer to the right. In real life, it might be in different, situation. But for the exam, for the purpose of the exam, remember, if you are asked what you need to do if somebody is heading straight to you, steer to the right is always a right choice.
Invasive maneuver.
Steer to the right. Well, number 36. Brake fade. Specific word, specific terminology which is applied to the condition when your brakes start losing their power, when they are very close to to fail, when they are it's time for you to take care of the brakes, to adjust, to fix them. So fade, that's something, that's a condition when brakes start working improperly. So you are asked what the brake fade is associated with, and you need to remember then one of the conditions which can cause brake fade is brakes getting very hot. And when it might happen, when you use the brakes, your brakes too frequently, when you push the brakes all the time, without good reasons. So brake fade can be caused by the brakes getting very hot. Let's see. Yes. Fade, hot. Fade, very hot. Number 37. Now you're asking about overheating of the engine. And you ask it which of the three given statements are, one of them is correct about engine overheating. Which of the statements about engine overheating is true, correct statement? And please remember, and this rule is also always applied to the safety matter, you should never remove the radiator cap on a pressurized system until the system is cooled. Most of the modern vehicles are equipped with the special container, coolant container, and then that coolant container you might open the cap. But on the radiator cap, never remove the radiator cap on a pressurized system until the system is cooled. Because occasionally, the engine can be get very hot.
It could be deadly.
Yeah. Overheating, never remove the radiator cap. Question 38. Which of the statements about overhead clearance is true? Overhead clearance, the distance between the top of your vehicle and the lowest point of some bridge, tunnel, something you need to go under. That is called overhead clearance. And please remember that the weight of a vehicle changes its height. And obviously, if you load your vehicle heavily, it will be lower than if it's empty. Right? Without cargo, without load. Please remember, the weight of a vehicle definitely changes its height. Okay, let's see. B. Hit enter. Yes. And the program again reminds you overhead clearance is connected with that particular phenomenon. The weight changes height of the vehicle. Question number 39. Which of the statements about vehicle fire is true? So, please remember, a burning tire should be cooled with water. The shortest answer is the correct one here. So that's something you have to do in case of the vehicle fire, and even to prevent the fire, because the burning tire and overheating tire should be cooled with water. That's the correct action, and that's the only correct actions at the at the fire scene. You need not to open the trailer, the box, trailer box. You need not touch the engine. That's the only thing, true thing, allowed thing, and required thing you need to do. A burning tire should be cooled with water, and only water, by the way, not any other, maybe only sand, but not any other liquid. Okay? Burning tire should be cooled with water. Very good. Tire, water. Question number 40. You are driving a long vehicle which, that makes wide turn. You want to turn left from one street onto another. Left turn. Okay? Long vehicle making wide turns, and now you need to make left turn, to turn left. And both streets, the street you are driving on is two-lane, two-way street, and the street you need to turn in is also two-lane, two-way street. What you should do. Please remember, it's very wise way how you do the turns in real life. Halfway through the intersection. Left turn especially, you need to pull your vehicle forward until you get this point, center of the intersection. It's called halfway through the intersection, and only then you begin turning your vehicle. You do not make your turn as soon as you enter. You do not make your turn at the end. You make your turn, you begin turning vehicle when you halfway through the intersection. You pull it straight forward until you reach the halfway at the intersection, and then you begin turning it. And that's the way, the safe way, how you need to do turns on a long vehicle, driving the long vehicle. Okay, let's see if we are correct. Yes, so probably a left turn halfway.
Прекрасно.